Hello, my name is Marc-Antoine Poisson, and today I will be presenting to you my home. I live here with my two brothers, my mother, my father, and my little dog that guards the house 24/7. I've been living here since I was 3 months old, which was in September year 2000. I will be presenting to you four things that are dear to me. The first one is my lacrosse stick that I bought in Kanawaki, a seashell that I bought in Île Tortue, and a sword that my uncle gave me when I was 12 years old. And last of all, and last but not least, my bionicle robot that I made myself. So the first item is a lacrosse stick, a classic lacrosse stick, a sport that has been invented by the First Nations. And this, as you can see, is a really old piece that I bought in Kanawaki. And because lacrosse is a sport that I really enjoy and like, and I wanted to keep it as a souvenir. It means a lot to me because lacrosse is a sport that I really like and enjoy, and I am very grateful for the First Nation that has showed us this sport. It is also meaningful to me because lacrosse is a sport that taught me a lot of discipline, and it is a sport that I really enjoy. The second item is this seashell that I bought in Île Tortue when I was traveling in a cruise ship when I was younger, and it is really meaningful to me because it reminds me of how I can enjoy traveling and the beauty of the things we can find and the places we can visit in other countries. Another funny description about this item is that it's got this little hole right here, so you can use it as a horn like this. Also, like many other kids, um, we were told that when you put the seashell over your ear like that, you can hear waves in the ocean. And when I was young, I used to do that to remind me of the times when I travel in Île Tortue. Another item that I wanted to present you today is this sword that my uncle gave me at Christmas when I was 12, and it is because we used to play Dungeons and Dragons together, and since it's a real medieval style, and I really liked the sword, and every time I went to his house, I looked at his sword and I looked very amazed. And it was really meaningful to me when he gave it to me because I found it so amazing and um, so beautiful. The sword is actually a replica of the sword that Robin Hood had. So as you can see, there are some engravings on the sword, and right here it says Robin Hood. The last item, which is the most important to me, is this bionicle robot that I made myself. Bionicle is actually a company that is made by Lego, and they just did a sort of Lego that is more robotic style. And this particular one that I did myself without any manual took me many hours. I'd say in the 40 to 50 hours to make, and I was very proud when I finished it, when I was a kid, because it is such a long project that I did, and at the end it was very satisfying. And just to make a comparison, this little piece right here is a binacle that would cost at least $20 in a store. So this big one is made out of pieces that I collected out of many binacles like those. It is very meaningful to me because binacles used to develop my creativity and my imagination. So I really liked playing with those as a kid. So to conclude, we looked at my lacrosse stick, the seashell, and the sword and the binacle that I made myself. Overall, I think those are very beautiful items and that are very meaningful to me for many reasons. And I'd say the one I like the most is obviously the binacle, because it is an art piece that I made myself. Now that I'm very proud of the result. And of course, I like all the other ones. The thing that I dislike maybe the most is the sword, because it is more of a decoration than something you can use, unlike the seashell that I can use as a horn, or the lacrosse stick that I can use as a sport item. So yeah, in all, those are things that are very important to me, and things that I keep as a very meaningful souvenirs. I also recommend making stuff by yourself, like the binacle I made, which is the art piece in my home, which I consider the most beautiful and more meaningful, because it is something that brings a lot of satisfaction when you finish your art piece.